Am I being late? 5 minutes, I guess. Well, better late than never. Welcome, bipedal species. Welcome, Gato2. HX615. I never saw you before. Is this a burner account? Like, are you an old subscriber that's now hiding under a new pseudo-name? Apparently, Arch is suffering plague Vampire the Masquerade. Jesus Christ. I've never seen a video game more homosexual than Vampire the Last Masquerade Part 2. Those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know how lucky you are. I mean, this is literally like one of those games that you genuinely don't want to know. Right. Let's see what we have today. We got some interesting news. Grokpedia was released, and I was actually curious. It's like, what does Grokpedia have that Grok doesn't do, right? Because let's say you want to find out about the Roman Empire. No one goes to Wikipedia anymore because everyone knows this shit. And so, like, what you can do is just go on Grok, right? And just ask Grok. But apparently, it actually does a lot of different things, which is why the left is spurging out. And I will show you right now the major difference. Let me see if I can... Why don't I have the chat on? Huh? Why didn't I... How can I do content creation and live streaming if I don't have the chat open? Alright. Usually the chat is the one that's screaming that my microphone is too low. Okay, now I can see it. So, this is Wikipedia, right? And we're going to look at Floyd the George. Floyd the George was a very popular figure of our lifetime, right? Almost got saint status by the Democrats. I mean, I'm not kidding. It was everywhere, like literally around the world, right? And this is pretty much what Wikipedia says about him. George Perry Floyd was an African American man who was murdered by a white police officer in Minneapolis, Minnesota, during an arrest made after a store clerk suspected Floyd had used a counterfeit $20 bill. Derek Chauvin, one of the 4 police officers who arrived at the scene, knelt on Floyd's neck and back over 9 minutes, fatally asphyxiating him. After a murder, a series of protests against police brutality, especially towards black people, quickly spread globally and across the United States. His dying words, "I can't breathe," became a rallying slogan. So, as you can see, this is the Wikipedia article. It's the same one from today. And now let's look at the Grokpedia article. Grokpedia article says the following. George Perry Floyd was an American man with a lengthy criminal record, including conviction for armed robbery, drug possession, and theft in Texas from 1997 to 2007. On May the 25th, 2020, Floyd was arrested in Minneapolis, Minnesota, after a store clerk reported that he had used a counterfeit $20 bill to purchase fags. During the arrest, which involved resistance from Floyd, repeatedly stated he could not breathe even before being placed prone. Officer Derek Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds while Floyd became unresponsive. The county medical examiner ruled Floyd's death a homicide due to cardiopulmonary arrest, complicating law enforcement's subdual, restraint, and neck compression, with contributing factors including severe hypertensive atherosclerosis, cardiovascular disease, fentanyl intoxication, and recent methamphetamine use. Toxicology tests detected 11 nanograms of fentanyl in his blood, a level associated with overdose fatalities in individuals without tolerance. Chauvin was convicted in 2021 of second-degree unintentional murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter, receiving 20.5-year prison sentence. Floyd's death, widely disseminated via bystander video, participated in extensive civil unrest across the United States and internationally, including riots causing billions of property and damage, along debates over police use of force, the Floyd's health and substance use in his demise, and systemic issue in law enforcement interaction with suspected exhibition non-compliance. The left is livid. I mean, people on Reddit are fuming. They're basically saying, oh, oh, so like you're saying that Derek Chauvin did nothing wrong, and it's like, well, no, like it actually says here that Derek Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for 9 minutes until he became unresponsive. And it's like, oh, so any man that for 9 minutes says I can't breathe, it means you're killing him. And it's like, well, yeah, but like this doesn't editorialize anything, right? Like it just presents the facts. Now here's the interesting thing. Like they will say this is far right talking points. This is the accusation. This is far right talking points. Okay, so if we go on Wikipedia and we notice that they say African American, white police officer. Like, are they not also, like trying to suggest something? And the fact that all of the other context is omitted. Like, why omit the context if it's real? Like, if it actually happened. And, this is just one article, but apparently, they're very upset that Grokpedia doesn't adhere to left-leaning guidelines, I suppose. Now, I wanna show you why Grokpedia is actually different. Because again, like I was also curious. Why not just ask Grok, right? Like, why bother going on Grokpedia when you can go on grok.com and simply ask the same question and you'll get the response? Well, if you go on Grokpedia and you go, for instance, to Gamergate, right? The first thing that you'll notice is that there's no pictures, and this is why Grokpedia is shit. The other reason is that it's called Grokpedia, not Xpedia or something more catchy. But yeah, it says like Gamergate was a grassroots online movement that emerged in August 2024, focusing on Iran's Johnny published the Zoe post, blah, 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 blah. And as you can see, like all of these things have citations, right? Just like Wikipedia, you got your articles with citations, and everything has like a summary. So you can go to key participants and events, and it takes you to the place. So going back to like why is it not the same like Grok? It's because this doesn't hallucinate, right? Like the way that this is made is with actual people writing this in, and the AI is a helper, but it's not the one that creates the whole thing. So, for example, if I find something that I don't like, right? Like if I find something that's wrong, for instance, or I want to add something, you can simply select this, right? Like the part that you consider wrong. You can click it's wrong. And then you actually, like, you don't have to be an editor to do this. Like any person can do it, right? And you can change the facts. You also need to add a citation. And then you click submit. And then the AI first verifies if your submission is correct or not. And if it's correct, then it goes to a team of humans. And eventually it gets placed in. So I saw articles like change in real time. There was people from The Wire. They complained that this is far right talking points. It's blasphemy basically. And they gave an example of claims that watching pornography gives you AIDS. That claim was removed, right? Like people simply went to that claim. They right click. They went. It's wrong. That's all you gotta do, right? So, unlike ChatGPT, unlike Grok itself, this one is actually the body of work of many people. Obviously, it doesn't mean that it has the light of God, that it's the truth on the internet. But it's miles ahead of what Wikipedia is, obviously. And it's more open source. Like, you do not have fact checkers and vetted editors and shit like that. No, you have the AI, which is Grok, right? And you can click it's wrong, and the AI actually searches the internet, tries to compile, see if you're right or not, and then sends it to a group of people. And if those people also agree, then boom. Now, will this become political? I mean, it's possible, that in a couple of years this becomes just as shit as Wikipedia. But like the very fact that you have a competitor to Wikipedia, like by itself, is a good thing. Will it actually catch on? Like, will people genuinely use this? I don't know. Like, probably not. I think like people will still prefer using ChatGPT and Grok, but maybe like for some more detailed summaries, people will use it. And also, I do think that the AI itself, like when you're going to ask ChatGPT or Gemini, it may actually search the internet and take it from Grokpedia as a source, right? All in all, I do think that I'm not amazed by it, especially because it doesn't have pictures. But it's a good thing. I can't complain about it. Like it upsets the left, and if it upsets the left, that's my moral compass. You know, people go, it's like how can you have morality without religion? And my explanation is if it upsets the left, right? If it upsets the left, is moral. If it doesn't upset the left, then it's probably immoral. AI is only intended to lie to you. Maybe it is, but like this Wikipedia doesn't use the AI that way, right? So it's literally written by human beings, and the AI is a helper. AI will be trained on the better Grokpedia, possibly, yes. Again, I don't think that you're going to have like a completely unbiased Wikipedia. I don't think that's possible, right? Like there's already a lot of anti-porn bias with the right-wingers, like that's their haram. So like, of course, you're going to have like various takes influenced by the time period you're in, by the political correctness of that era, sure. But at least I know that it's not as malicious as Wikipedia. Like Wikipedia was by definition malicious. Like their whole purpose was to mislead the public, and they even said at some point that the truth is whatever they say it is. And it's like, okay, well, you lost me there, buddy. You know. Derek Chauvin failed to recognize that Floyd was ODing, not murder. I mean, the Wikipedia states facts, right? So, like, if he was actually convicted of murder, well, that's the fact. Now, you can't believe he was innocent and he was unjustly convicted. To be honest, I also, like, I don't necessarily know the case as well. Like, I don't know if, he would have been found not guilty, but I do know that there were pressures on the judge, on the jury. Like, there were Antifa members that actually pressured the jury, and the jury was doxxed, and so, like, the entire trial was tainted. And also the fact that usually when you go to a trial, you're supposed to get a jury of your peers that at least objective, right? Like, they don't know what you did, but in the case of Derek Chauvin, because the entire United States was bombarded with like 24/7 media coverage and demonization of the man, and completely one-sided story, like the fact that fentanyl was in the system of Mr. George Floyd, like that was never mentioned, right? And it was also on the back of an entire half a decade of police demonization and how bad cops are. I don't know if he actually got that fair trial, but it is what it is. I'm not an American judge. I can't change anything regarding that. Convicted of 3 mutually exclusive charges. Yes, I did notice that. Again, it's kind of difficult to say that there were no politics involved in a trial that was happening during massive riots of billions of dollars, and political activists being deployed, and people intimidating the jury, right? I mean, yeah, it was like every drug in his system. I don't think he had methamphetamine though, right? Like he had fentanyl. He didn't have la cocaína, la heroína, so it's not really every drug. If you believe what the court has founded, Derek somehow called the cosmic energy to both cause and indirectly cause Floyd's death. I believe there's a flaw in their findings. There is this thing in America where, unfortunately, right, if you have a man that did it, and you have like every single evidence that he has done it, and there's no doubt about it, like maybe there's even video camera, maybe you were there and you actually know he did it. If the jury says that he's innocent, that's called jury nullification, and the man walks away. And that's actually baked in the system. The idea is that sometimes maybe the law is unfair, right? So like if the members of the community decide that they don't like a piece of legislation, then it doesn't get applied in that case, right? Example, a man murders a pedophile. Like there's a lot of cases like that. Some pedophile has sex with a man's daughter and then the man murders him. There's a lot of cases where the jury, like, they know he did it. There's evidence. The man even can say, yeah, I did it. And the jury goes like, nope, innocent. Not guilty, right? And so he walks away. That's jury nullification. Unfortunately, the opposite is also true. There are situations in which the man can be innocent, but the jury can say, nope, guilty. I don't think they have a word for that, right? Like they don't have like jury nullification, but it is possible. Yeah, like you can be an innocent person and maybe the people in the jury hate your guts. Or there's like political reasons, like the jury is intimidated or pressured or whatever the case may be, right? And so you can have an innocent man that goes to prison. And in fact, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of cases of that happen. That is not a just system. Well, I don't think there is any system that is entirely just, right? But it is what it is. I mean, how would you go around it? Because it's human nature, right? Like if you find a group of jurors and all of them say that the person is innocent, like how do you, right? Like you can't override them, because then you override the entire jury system. You end up with the European court where you have judges. Alternatively, like if the jury says you're guilty, right? It's in their right to say that someone is guilty. What do you do? Right? Again, no system is perfect. This is what America has. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's because there's systems that are worse. Like that's the problem, you know. Like what America has is not perfect. It's not even better. But I know systems that are far worse. That is just right makes might. No, it's not. It's not. Like the thing is, it's actually kind of rare for this to happen. Like jury nullification, it means that literally every single one of those people agree that the person shouldn't be punished, right? And the other one, it means that unanimously all the people believe that the person should be punished. And you end up with rare situations like the one with Derek Chauvin or highly politicized cases where people in the media want to exact their vengeance or their pound of flesh. I do agree that it's unjust, but fortunately it's very rare, so you have that. Anyway. No, it's not really mob justice. Mob justice is when you have like a situation in Brazil where you get a pedophile and he's taken to the police station and not Brazil, right? The ADL, like the forming of the ADL. You have this Jewish factory owner that's accused of having murdered one of the child workers at his factory. And so the police arrests him, finds him not guilty, and then people lynch him. That's mob justice, right? Like, that's different. That's outside the courts. And then the ADL was formed. But yeah, like the group of people, they literally stormed the police station. They got him out and they lynched him. From my understanding, like, he tried to pin it on a black person. I'm actually curious if Grokpedia actually has this. Let's see. ADL. Apparently they do. They do. So let's see if they also tell the story of how the ADL was formed. Yeah. So apparently it was founded in 1913. Defamation surrounding the trial and conviction of Leo Frank, a Jewish factory superintendent in Georgia. Frank has been accused of murdering a 13-year-old employee. Sounds really interesting, right? Like 13-year-old employee. But yeah, like back then, 13-year-olds worked in factories. So there is evidence, blah, blah, blah. But basically what he did, and again, you know, like, there's two sides of the story, depending on what you believe. But initially, the death was being pinned on a black person that worked there, right? And the KKK, I'm not kidding, the KKK got his hands on this black person, And they believed him. Like he said, no, I had no reason to murder this girl, blah, 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 blah. It was Leo Frank that did it. And the KKK actually believed the black man, right? And so they lynched him. They lynched the Jewish person. Now, of course, the ADL is claiming no, like the guy was innocent. It's the black man that did it, and the police had it right. And this was because he was Jewish and he was a factory owner and people hated him, right? And so like they saw this as an opportunity to get rid of him. While the people on Twitter right now are saying no, actually this guy genuinely did assault this 13-year-old girl, and the mob had it right. But anyway, like this is what mob justice actually looks like, right? Like regardless of what the authorities thought, the mob went in and lynched the guy. Like with Joseph Smith, I don't know about Joseph Smith though. Janitor done wrong. Community notes on ADL posts often disappear, which is odd. It's quite possible that the ADL has a bot farm or an army of activists that make this happen. I wouldn't be surprised, right? Because any self-respected NGO in 2025 requires having these things. Both left-leaning and right-leaning. And so, yeah, they may actually have people on speed dial in order to make sure that the community notes go away. Right. The Always Defamation League. Well, the thing with the Defamation League is that they're having a hate boner for censorship, and so it's a lot easy for people to hate them when every person knows at least a friend or someone else that got banned on the internet because they make jokes. And they do exaggerate with their censorship, and they also use it for political reasons. Like they align themselves with the Democrats almost 100%, to the point where the FBI stopped working with them recently. And they also consider any criticism of Israel to be anti-Semitic, right? So a lot of people, both on the left and on the right, don't agree with this. All right. I actually defended this lady, but now I'm finding her so fucking cringe. So this is an OnlyFans girl that has a PhD, right? And people were really upset that she exists. And again, like I don't get it when it's like the 5 minutes of hate of individual targeting, right? Like out of 10,000 OnlyFans girls, this one is in the center of attention. Also, you know, when people spurg out about one of these ladies and they end up trending, that's how people find out about them. Like, generating the controversy is the advertisement. So anyone that spurgs out about an OnlyFans girls, congratulations, you're giving her what she wants. But basically, she talks about dinosaurs, you know? And I was like, okay, so like, on the list of OnlyFans girls, one that talks about dinosaurs, it's like, what? It's like, how? The thing that I don't get is it more healthy to spend time on social media and rage at people, because you're not changing anything, you know, like doom scrolling and constantly doom mongering on social media is not healthy. You know, she does it to make money, but like, why are other people doom scrolling on social media and getting upset that I don't doom scroll as well? So my take was like, I don't fucking care, but now I do care. Now she pissed me off. I look like this, I'm smarter than you, and I have a PhD in paleontology. And I'm looking at it, and it's like, yeah, I do think that she looks just like me. Fat and old. Like, I'm not kidding. Right? So she looks like me. This is actually uncharitable. Like there's people saying she's not fat. And I'm like, I'm sorry, if you're from America where you have like massively morbidly obese corporeal manifestations, like, yeah, but like, look here. You know, you can definitely see that it's bulging out. In Romania, we call this, you know, it's not dressing in a poorly dressed. Poorly dressed. There's actually a curse. You know, may you die alone and poorly dressed. This one is it. It's like, this is not how you dress at this age. It's not appropriate attire. But anyway, right, whatever. The fact that she's smarter than me and she has a PhD in paleontology, this is what triggered me, right? Because I have two university degrees. I don't have a PhD, unfortunately, but I have a degree in law and I have a degree in medicine. I don't know if she's smarter than me, though, or if I'm smarter than her, because, just because I have two universities doesn't actually show IQ. It shows that the government, through its two institutions, have given me a piece of paper with a stamp on it. Does that make me smarter? Probably no. I think it makes me a little bit more knowledgeable, I guess, right? So you can say that, but like smarter? If you go to universities, you realize it's not about smarts. It's about wasting your time, right? You read something that the professor tells you to read, then you say it back at him, he gives you a grade, and voila. But yeah, no, it's a little bit too much. Now it got a little bit personal. She talked about me, and so not my type either, I have to say. Yeah, no, there's like several problems with her aesthetics. The tattoos on the arm, I agree. And I keep saying this. It's like, look, I'm not against tattoos. I think tattoos are actually fine. But if you're a woman, you need delicate tattoos, gentle tattoos. Like something small on your back or on your thigh or a womb tattoo or something that your lover gets to see. That's kind of nice. But if you're going to tattoo yourself like Popeye the Sailor Man, it's not as appealing, It's just my take. But again, I shouldn't comment because she's actually quite famous. So I suppose, it's one of those things, not for me. Still, I don't understand, like, people that go on OnlyFans, right? Like, I never went there. But why don't they go for the 18-year-old supermodel? That's my lack of understanding. Like, if you want to go for women that hit the wall, like, you can just go to the grocery store. And you can talk to them, Like, you go outside, you go to the lady that lives at the second floor, you go to Aunt Jebediah, and you talk to her. Like, you don't actually have to go on the internet and compete with an army of simps in order to get to the paleontologist. Like, you can do that locally in real life. This is what I never understood, but maybe someone can explain it to me at some point. Her personality seems obnoxious. Well, I do think like she's trying to be a cheeky little shit to get people like me to talk about her, right? Which is a good marketing strategy, and probably this is why, despite hitting the wall, she is able to still attract a significant following. Sometimes that's precisely the fantasy, the girl next door. Yeah, but like, if the fantasy is the girl next door, why don't you fucking go next door? It's... Again, like, to me, it's bizarre with people that have these fantasies. Like, there's a video game that my cousin used to play, and this mindfucked me about reality and the difference between femininity and masculinity. I understand video games as escapism. You get to do shit that you can't do in real life. And so, for me, a good video game is like Kratos, God of War. He goes there, he goes, "Ugh," and he fucks 3 bitches at once by spinning the circle and mashing that controller. And then collecting the red energy dots, right? Like, you get to do things that you can't do in real life. Meanwhile, my cousin, she was playing this fast food joint game where you work at a dinery and you're serving burgers. And I'm like, okay, so your escapism is to be a waitress? I'm not going to judge, but like, really? Like, you can literally be anything when you play a video game, right? Like, the imagination is the limit. You can do anything in a video game. You want to be a waitress. So, like, it's the same thing with OnlyFans. Like, if you're going to go on the internet to find a waifu, why would you go for, like, the lady at the grocery store? Well, actually, no. Like, the lady at the grocery store is probably more beautiful and more attractive than whatever the fuck that is. And so, it's like, if you go on OnlyFans, like, why don't you go to the top, Go to the more pretty ones. What is it like? You know what I think? I think it's a lack of self-esteem. Like, the lack of self-esteem is so strong that they actually believe, okay, because this girl looks mid, like, she's more approachable and I may have a chance with her. When in reality, obviously, you don't have a chance with any. Like, if you're going on the internet, if you're going on OnlyFans in order to pick up chicks, that's not Tinder, right? That's a different website. And the moment, and I keep saying this, like, the moment you give even $5 to a woman on the internet, she's never going to go out with you. Like, you already positioned yourself in a inferiority social status where there's no way that she's going to be interested in you. Yeah, I think that's a factor. Yes, I think like there are people that genuinely believe that on the internet, if she's hot, she's not interested in me, and so I will go for the ones that are mid, and hopefully I have a chance. Which is really sad in my opinion. It's pretty depressing when you think about it. Sorry, I had to get a refill. I had to drink a little bit of Pepsi. All right. Let's see if we have something else to talk about. I was actually talking with a person now, and we were debating angels in fiction. And it's like, how is it like to have a demonic possession? And you end up growing wings. And if you end up growing wings, like, would you be able to fly? And apparently, it's a lot more complex than I initially thought. So apparently, like, there's a normal way of flying, the elegant ascension. Rather than like if you burst into the air and you look like the undignified missile. But still, the more interesting thing about flying is landing, right? Because if you're flying, it looks like paradise. Like you get the wind blowing through your hair. You look like you managed to get a hold of it. But the moment that the ground starts coming up as you're trying to land, instinct tells you leg forward, while physics tells you it's not a good idea. And it can look like a medieval car crash in slow motion. I'll probably start uploading more of these, like the idea of making a comic with a fallen angel that starts learning how to fly seems to be very popular for some reason. So I'm going to use more of these funny takes. But yeah, flying feels divine. Landing feels like being punished for hubris. Okay. Oh, there was also this one. This one is I really like how this one came out. See, there was a comic book called Fate, and the comic book was literally about having a fat superhero. Like that was just, no, seriously, like that was the theme. Let me see if I can find it. All right, Fate comic book. Like imagine making a comic book, and instead of thinking it's like, okay, so what superpowers are we talking about? What is the universe like, or anything like that? No, this comic book was like, we need to have a fat woman. We need to have a fat woman as a superhero, and it's like, why? I mean, no fucking reason. Like, and I feel like they even tried making a movie out of it. I don't know what happened with it. But as you can see, right, like, this is an original thing, and like, she is actually the superhero. Like, no, she flies around, chat. She fucking flies around. Oh, yeah, and there's, like, a Hillary Clinton thing. Oh, it's just, I mean, my God. Didn't sell, if you can imagine. But I want you to think a little bit about being on the ground, right? And you're looking up, and you're seeing, like, this big shadow that's covering the sun, this huge eclipse. So I mean, those were the 2018s, but I was thinking, like, okay, imagine if you make a comic like this, and this is the superhero, and you can actually make it comical in the sense that, well, like, if she has, like, these feminine features, like, obviously she's going to have certain problems. If she tries to fly like Superman, like she constantly has to maintain her pose in a specific way. so that people on the ground don't see too much, and that her tits don't start flapping as well as her hair. It's actually really complex. And by the way, I was like universe building, and I realized that a succubus that has like bat wings versus a fallen angel that has feathery wings, like completely different way of flying. Anyway, whatever. Just maybe she's Kite Man's girlfriend, and she uses a balloon gimmick. Oh. Did I use Gemini to make this? Yes. Well, it was like it was more difficult than just using Gemini. I had to use 4 different AIs, each for every for different purposes. I used the Stable Diffusion with Alora in order to have the angel, and then I used the Grok to change her facial expression, and then I used the Gemini. So theoretically, it was a lot of work, chat. It was a lot of work. It was, and I had to prompt it for a while. I didn't get what I wanted in the beginning, right? It's not so simple, chat. It's not so simple. You think it's simple, but it's not. It's almost like I drew it myself. How big is the wingspan? Well, apparently for a human to be able to fly, you need a wingspan of 2 meters. And you probably need like some additional muscles. If you have bat wings, that's actually really cool because you get to feel the wind. And you get to feel everything. Like if someone touches your bat wings, it's literally like sexual assault. Like it's like running the fingers down your thigh. Like they're very sensitive, and they're having to be like that in order for the animal to feel the wind, right? Apparently, like it's also important. Like flying against the wind is a bad idea. Flying with the wind is a good idea. But the bat wings are actually really good inside because you can wrap them around when you sleep. Apparently, it's very comfy. And they fold really nicely. Where if you have actual angel wings, they hit around everything. Like they're really bulky. They're big. You may not be able to go through doors. If you hit a candle in a medieval environment, they can catch fire. It's not good. It's not good, chat. Although, with angel wings, you can actually glide a lot more. Like, you can glide for hours before you have to take a break. With bat-like wings, it's almost like fighting against the air. Like, you constantly have to flap them. Anyway, how many feet is 3 meters? Bigger than a human being. Almost as big, yeah. Like, you need a lot of wingspan compared to your body, right? So... you don't get lift if you fly with the wind. I don't know. People generally underestimate the effort of prompting somehow. No, I'm not going to defend this shit. Look. Like, I'm willing to do AI for a meme, and I'm willing to do AI for something, but I don't want to make AI for video games. And I don't want to say that making AI prompt is actually more difficult than drawing, right? I actually do respect the artists. And I know that an artist can spend 8 to 16 hours in order to make something, and I will never compare that with prompting it, okay? And so, yes, like, it's not as easy as people think, right? It's not just like you put it in the AI and wham, you get the desired effect. Sure, like, you gotta know how to commission it and how to whisper to the AI, and, like, certain things, they use euphemisms, right? And then you have to generate it like 10 or 20 times until you get something you like. I get that, but it's still not as difficult as drawing, so. Neither artist nor AI prompt should hate or envy each other. Well, I mean, if you're an artist and your entire business is drawing and you're part of a fan base, right? And then the AI comes out and all of a sudden you notice that your customers drop by 70%, I'm pretty sure, like, there is a reason for them to hate the AI. And I get it, you know, like, I genuinely do. If there was an AI that could make streams 24/7 and it was competing with me, yeah, I'd probably hate it, but it is what it is. Asmongold fixing people with AI? No, I think that's funny. Again, like, there is a difference between doing comedy and getting triggered, right? Like it's one thing when a person insults an artist and starts spamming him with AI and says, look, you're going to be replaced. And it's another thing when Asmongold, which is a streamer and he does it for comedic effect, makes fun of an artist. Like, obviously, you know, if you're going to draw something for Asmongold, you gotta understand, like, he's a funny guy. Like, his entire shtick is to make fun of people. So it's kind of like going to the jester, going to the clown, and showing him something. Like, you're asking for it, you know? AI steals from artists in industrial scale. I don't believe that stealing is the correct word, right? Because artists steal all the fucking time. Like, I'm looking at my artist drawing. You know what they do? They go on Google and they find, like, various pictures that are similar to what they're trying to draw. Is that not stealing? A writer, right? Like George R.R. Martin. He read Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty sure, like, there are certain themes there and certain ideas that he borrowed, right? Does that mean that you're stealing? Like any person that does anything creative is not going to do it from a tabula rasa. Like, they're actually going to look at other things that are similar to what they're doing, and then they're going to create it. And so, I wouldn't say that AI is stealing. I actually, hold on, like, there's a little bit of nuance here. There's a little bit of nuance. If you have, like, ChatGPT actually making a Pikachu, and, you know, you have people, like, making South Park episodes, okay, that's intellectual property violation, and that shouldn't exist, right? If you're using someone's face or voice, also a problem. But if you're generating, like, something completely new, I don't think that's an issue. That's not stealing. The guy was seeding secretly for 5 years, or just decided to randomly attack Asmongold. I don't fucking know what he did. The Asmongold thing, the art was made like 5 years ago, and the artist randomly started talking shit. Oh, there's a bandwagon. Like, you gotta understand, a lot of people generally don't have, like, a problem with the issue, right? They're like leftists, and for a leftist, the issue is never the issue. They just hate Asmongold, right? And, like, for instance, right now, if I hate Vosh, and I do, like, I hate Vosh, but if I start spurging out about Vosh, no one cares, right? And so, you just wait until there's a controversy. And it doesn't matter about what it is, you know, like, whatever the case may be, when a new controversy comes against Vosh, I'll join. Whether I care or not, you know, like, maybe Vosh didn't brush his teeth, right? And he's got bad teeth. And people are attacking him for it. Like, I'll attack him as well, because I hate Vosh. It's not rocket science. Like, I don't need to actually get involved or generally care about the issue. Maybe he does something that I do as well, you know? Like, maybe he posts an anime girl with big tits on his social media and people get outraged. I'll get outraged as well. It doesn't matter if I do it. It's the bandwagon, right? Like, the train to take a dump on Vosh is in the station. I'm going to be on it. And I genuinely, like, and I'll be also honest. I will tell people... It's like, no, I don't care about what he did, but now's the time to dab on him. Right? And this is how the internet works, and I'm sick and tired of pretending it's not. You've mellowed out on Vosh? I mean, to be honest, you know, once you have Hassan and Destiny, it's kind of difficult to go after Vosh. Like, Vosh hasn't appeared on Fox News. You know? So I suppose that by comparison, yes, like, Vosh all of a sudden is redeemed, simply because he's not as big as a piece of shit as other streamers. Luckily, because I haven't heard anything bad about him lately. When you have, like, Thor, God of Lightning, electrocuting his dog, and saying that he wants the blood of the capitalist to run red on the streets, and basically talking about assassinating American politicians and whatnot, right? I mean, by comparison, Vosh is a good guy now. He doesn't do any of that. He does do other things, but by comparison, now he becomes acceptable. I would say that Short Fat Otaku is actually worse than Vosh. Like, Short Fat Otaku has more stakes than Vosh now. And it's like, okay, well... Yeah, Vosh didn't get called out by Donald Trump. God. Once you tasted morphine, it's hard to go back on paracetamol. That's a really good point. Yes, that's kind of how it is. Yeah. Um. By the way, there's a new rule on my Discord server. No politics allowed. I'll probably remove it after a while, but there's like people glorifying the death of Charlie Kirk. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, I already lost 3 servers due to political issues. I'm not going to lose another one. And then, like, I know what they're doing. Like, they're trying to rage bait. It's like, go on Twitter, buy a blue check mark, and rage bait there so you can make some fucking money. Why are you doing it on my server? It's not, the thing is, like, I don't want censorship, but, like, there are rules in terms of service of Discord that if I don't follow them, the server gets nuked. Right? And so, yeah, if you're going to be a cheeky little shit and you're making fun of Charlie Kirk's death, we're going to have the no politics rule again. Really looks like a fucking false flag, doesn't it? Oh, I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm just joking. Since when are jokes allowed? On Discord. Right? Like, if you want a kid, if you want a joke, come to Romania. We're going to go to a pub. And then I can show you some racismus. You know, we can joke around all day. I can call your father a faggot. I can do things that I can't do online. You know, like, but I can't. You know, on Discord, we don't joke. We're super serious. And we talk about titties. One of these days, I want to get on the server to just chill. Why don't you just get on the server and just chill then? I voted for Pedro. Have you seen Will Stansel's show? I have seen Will Stansel's show, and I love Will Stansel's show. And the thing is, like, they didn't even use AI to make it. Funnily enough, like, I do think Will Stansel is a paid agitator. Like, he actually gets money for that, and I'm willing to bet he likes the show as well. But he has to pretend he does it in order to make his money, so, yeah. My hope is that in the future, companies or patent holders make some kind of blockchain that you just have to pay a percentage if you use certain stuff. No, it's not going to happen. It's kind of like this, okay? Let's say you have newspapers and you're like the serial killer and you're like taking various sentences from newspapers and gluing them on a piece of paper. Like, do you think that's stealing from the newspaper? Like, you're committing copyright violation? I don't think so. And this is pretty much what the AI is doing. It's like taking snippets from various places and stitching them up. Now, again, if you're actually generating a Pikachu, or you're generating a Hassan Piker or something like that, yeah, I think that is a violation, right? So anything that has to do with real people without their consent, anything that has to do with actual bodies of work, like you're reproducing, you know, you're going on an AI and you're saying, recreate the Game of Thrones, the Song of Ice and Fire Volume 1. And it actually recreates it. Yeah, like that would be a copyright thing. But to simply like ask the AI to draw you some shit, no, I don't think that's stealing from the artist, right? And the artist, of course, like when you put the work in a public space, it's going to, I mean, you're putting it on the internet, right? I mean, like, okay, let's put it this way. Let's say you have a furry artist, right? And he uploads shit on the internet. And someone takes that and goes to an art school and basically uses that picture so that students can learn how to draw. Is that copyright theft? Right? Like if the picture is in a public space, like you're putting it on Grok. Not on Grok, sorry. You're putting it on Xitter. Right? You're putting your picture on Xitter. And then a university professor takes the picture from Xitter and shows it to his class. And like, this is how you draw dog cock. Yeah, draw the antro wolf cock, right? Notice the knot. And I want you guys to draw it. We're drawing furry art today. Would anyone accuse the professor of stealing? No. How did the furry artist know how to draw the knot anyway? He watched other furry artists, right? It's not like everyone is reinventing the antro wolf. It's like they have a concept, which they got from other people drawing it. Well, education use is generally acceptable, yes, and training the AI is still like the same concept. And this is not what I'm saying, this is what the judges are saying. And, in this case, I actually do agree with the judges. Copyright and patent law should seriously be revised because many of that stuff is from before the internet. Yeah, they should, but no one is going to. And if they get revised, they will be tightened, not loosened. Why do companies just not allow, for example, Star Wars movies being made and just take 50% of the money? What? Why companies just not allow, for example, Star Wars movies to be being made and just... so like you're saying... Okay, so you want people to be able to create the Pikachu, and every time they do, Nintendo should get 50%. There's two issues with this. Like, number one, what do you do with the people that don't monetize the Pikachu? And the second issue is, what do you do with the people that disrespect it? Right? Like, for instance, they will have the Pikachu have sex with Ash. Not a good look for the brand, right? So this is why companies don't like it. But I do see a future where that could be possible. Like, for instance, right now on YouTube, if I was to upload a song from Michael Jackson, the entire stream wouldn't be taken down like it used to. Instead, it would be flagged, and the people owning the song, they would take all the revenue, right? And so that's pretty much how it works on YouTube. But again, some people may not want Spider-Man to start spewing left-wing talking points. Like someone can generate Wolverine acting like a Nazi. And unfortunately, we live in a society where that's not permissible because it's funny, and funny is not okay. Anyway. Well, Nintendo doesn't like that unless the White House does it. The White House actually did use the entire Pokemon song, and Nintendo chose not to sue. Alright, chat. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the super chat. Again, Ballcraft. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And also, check out my other channels where I'm going to upload more stuff.